so Cardano is the Japanese, one of the most successful, if not the most successful Japanese blockchain product. We are Japanese. It makes sense to market there, but we also explore. We looked at Base. We looked at Polygon. We already on ERC20. We're already listed on 3 exchanges. Why do we bother to go Cardano native?
Why was it important to have this in Japan? Why specifically a Japanese company? So basically, what was the growth potential of doing this with a Japanese company, just in general?
So I want to get back. Yeah. The main driver behind this is kind of the amalgamation between unbanked and crowdbank. Okay, crowdbank is kind of a fintech company. They crowdfund for moms and pops. They lend money. They know the technical ability. They have technical abilities for lending and stuff like that. They married that technical kind of background with a very, very traditional gold trading company. Okay, so that's the marriage first. They had the idea to bring it out to bring out this gold-backed token to open up the new channels. So now I got brought in. What was it? I guess last June or so. And they were unable. So as a Japanese company, it's kind of backwards. They had the project first in Japan, and they asked me to join to help them bring it to an international level. Now, the biggest hurdle that I'm having now is that because unbanked, 99.9% of their investors, if not 100% of their investors, are Japanese. So we are highly regulated. We cannot sell Kinka tokens to Japanese. We cannot market in Japanese. We cannot do anything. So, and especially as a Japanese listed company, as a public company, we are heavily regulated. We cannot start selling our tokens until we are listed on a Japanese regulated exchange. There's a bunch of them, the 9 or so.
The whitelisted ones with the JFSA. Yeah. That's I've been through this with Cardano back in the old days. Yeah.
So we need to get the global market. We need to get the global volume going. We need, like I said, we need to find those traders. We need to find utility. We need to get more and more people trading it offshore. And that's how I got brought in. But I think more back to the Cardano is a Japanese product and Kinka is a Japanese product. They very much both are, but both of us are building overseas as well. Cardano, and especially Emergo, they have been ultra supportive. I mean, we've had a relationship with Kodama-san since the beginning. My group is actually one of the pre-ICO investors. We went to the Osaka office and bought our rights to own ADA with Bitcoin. That investment owed us 8x by the time Cardano actually launched. It was a great investment, of course. But we have had long-term relationships with Emergo more than anybody, and a little bit with the IOHK as well at the time. Now. When that was more so when ETC was launching. We were big proponents of ETC with our mine. So why did we go to Cardano, and why the two? So Cardano is the Japanese, one of the most successful, if not the most successful Japanese blockchain product. We are Japanese. It makes sense to market there, but we also explore. We looked at Base. We looked at Polygon. We already on ERC20. We're already listed on 3 exchanges. Why do we bother to go Cardano native? It's mainly that support, because we're a traditional kind of finance company. Nobody really has ever heard of Daiichi Commodities is our old name, nor Unbanked, which is just recently rebranded. Nobody in the blockchain ecosystem knows us. There's probably no trust. They don't really get what it means. But to partner with a founding entity is really strong for us, and we hope that bringing an institutional listed company to their kind of stable would also help to promote their new project, which in fact is a new stablecoin. So that marriage between USDA and Kinka is really what we want to work on.
That's also, sorry to interrupt you there, Chris, but that's actually, I just wanted to kind of accent that for the viewers. That's very important. Again, it's not just about one product, right? So it's not just about, well, let's just throw this up on the wall and see if it sticks. Let's just, you're not just kind of throwing that out there and saying, let's see what happens with Cardano. There is actually, there's a concert play here, right? So you're working with Emergo. Emergo has a stable coin. that is also coming out that is basically going to be a driving vehicle potentially for Kinka, for the Kinka token, aside from which you have other tools, right, in the Cardano ecosystem in EUTXO that can really give various different opportunities for for supporting a project and supporting the token, aside from just kind of like, again, throwing it up there, and just telling people trade it, trade it, because there has to be a flavor to it. And I think that is actually kind of the secret sauce there, is the deal itself, the business itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing we're really going for here, is to try to bootstrap ourselves up within the Cardano ecosystem. They've been so supportive and so welcoming to bring our project to them. And we hope that there's people out there with ADA or anything else on Cardano native that are interested to put a little bit of their portfolio into gold. And the DeFi positions are super interesting to me too, because once we get into DeFi, and once there's a big enough market, once the market makers are working, then we can start getting into the lending protocols as well. We'd be very happy to team up with lending protocols that can take Kinka as collateral, and then anybody that owns Kinka can now start generating a yield by putting it out there and letting them go to the DEXs and then swapping it. Because I don't think people are really going to trade Kinka to any other meme coin or anything particularly, but they don't mind holding Kinka as a collateral and borrowing against that as a position. You're kind of juicing your yield in that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hedge. It's a hedge. It's actually, it's again, one of the most attractive features of RWAs is that hedge against a real world asset. Now with gold, you know what this asset is. It has a long history of price action. There are, it's easy to move. I mean, it's a liquid asset, so it only makes sense. And then when you add to when you add the blockchain aspect to it, it kind of, again, gives it that portability. So again, this is a very, very interesting